Hello. Welcome back. We got Vader Sama and the Blue Archive Aurora as well, which is basically an I56 44. Kuman, the super ship, tier 10 super ship, Genon, Schlieffen, Kurfürst, Libertad, and Libertad. A lot of secondary power. Yeah, and this ship is very disgusting. Interesting. It's a main battery reload booster. Interesting. Remember, since subs are active, we do get the patrol bombers. They're decent, but I've only had mild success with them. Now the torps on this thing are really ridiculous. 85 knots. If only done inspect into them, yeah, they're really stupid. And we do see that there is a maximum threshold at 12 kilometers and a max range of 15 kilometers. But still, 12 kilometers is really just stupid. That is definitely, you know, it's an interesting gimmick, that's for sure. But remember, it only looks like damage threshold torps, which are really just dummy torps in all honesty. Which are basically the same torps you would get on the yeah, they're basically the same torps you would get on the the Cassard, but with homing torpedoes. So really stupid, honestly. And look at that, was 20,000 from 3 torps. That's just a little stupid. And a 30-some second reload, that's pretty dumb. I honestly would have gone for the North Cove, but that's just me.
Support the Allied target.
Doesn't get all the torps on there, unfortunately. Had it probably been a sooner ping, that obviously would have been a very dead Iowa. And that will be a very dead North Call, if you can get a ping on it. We do see that the X is there, that ping will clear. Even without the ping, though, he's still basically able to just blow the thing up.
Low battery.
Very low battery on this thing, so not the best. You see though that the Super Pan-Asian Destroyer did use his reload booster, because those were a lot of torps going out there. But remember, 82 knots, that's just really dumb.
Commander, we've been detected.
Now, he was detected there, but the thing didn't use its ASW.
Enemy battleship sunk.
And remember, with ops, the shotgunning ability is turned off. So he can use shotgunning on these cruisers. What would the max damage on these again? Probably, what would that be, like 2 torps per Cleveland? So we got, so yeah, he could sink 3 ships. But remember, shotgunning at that close distance, that's a lot of damage. But it's also a big risk, big reward. But it's anyone that's known submarines in World War II, submarines were a very high reward, high risk class. Yeah, and with that kind of damage, plus these ships not having the best torpedo protection, yeah, 2 torps and everything would have killed it. But we did see that when he did take damage, he took about an 8K salvo. Unfortunately, Helena dies before it. And he's kind of forced to sit there. But he's only got 1 minute and 20 on his battery. I like the effect coming off the hull underwater. That is a really nice effect. I don't know who's gonna get the kill on that one. He gets it. Had the Schlieffen been closer, the Schlieffen would have got it. But remember, Schlieffen torps are still pretty slow. Now, he will need to stay on the surface for the most part to get his battery back. He can go for the CV and nuke it with that ability to use those single fire, or that ability to, like, basically shoot him really close. He can do that. But remember, he does face a threat. If the second wave, or the first wave, spawns on top of him, and then we have the destroyers coming up, that does leave him with very little ability to escape. And I have done that. I have done that in a sub. I used the tier 6 S9, and I was able to kill the Ranger. But I ended up dying. Yeah. But it is still possible. I know it is absolutely possible. Let's see, where are they going to be? They may. It looks like he's actually going to be in a very bad spot. And it looks like, yeah, they are going to be exactly right on top of him. Not the best, considering he doesn't have the best battery life. So he is in a severe disadvantage. Because he is detected. And now he basically has to run. Fortunately, his reserve battery is going to keep him safe for a little bit of time. And that's a dead carrier. Like I said, it could be done. I knew it could be done. And knowing this ship, I've seen this sub in ops. I know what it can do. I saw it on the test server. I saw it a lot. I know this thing is a bitch. When it gets into these kind of positions, it is a massive damage dealer. But it all depends on the player. That's the thing, is it depends on the player. Even with all that damage, it still doesn't die. Now, if he's able to get torps on that, that will be a dead cruiser. But with 80 some knot torps, yeah.
Commander, we've been detected.
There's the Hydro, and there's the ASW. Okay, it was almost a dead ship. Now we're in the really tough part, considering, like I was afraid what would happen. You know, when you get all these destroyers, and just being surrounded, he's really running out of time. Picks up the Sherman.
We've sunk an enemy destroyer.
No, he is going to automatically surface now. Detectability on this ship? 7.1, okay. So we know the first wave was here, second wave was on the 110 line, and then we know the last wave is going to be right where Vader is. So it's going to be mucho gracias damage. Some of those are going to clear the wreck. But it will be a dead Seattle.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
first set misses. Let's see what the second set does. Now, this thing does not get a good battery. It only emitted in 45 seconds. It's not a that's a pretty bad battery. When you consider the tech line ones get like probably a 3-minute battery, yeah, that's a pretty bad battery.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
Yeah, there's one thing about that destruction effect. At this range, it really doesn't even, you can't even see it. You can't even really, you gotta be like point blank just to make any use of it. So it's not that great of a destruction effect. I mean, the avalanches, the fireworks, the other ones are significantly better. Even though you would think, okay, you think you would still be able to fire, but it seems like you do need to still use the ping to even get these things to even work. Even with the sense of, you know, they are still slightly dummy torps. Don't know if those will clear that rock. If you can get the ping on them before they clear, they will turn into them though. They got to clear that rock first. No, they aren't able to home enough, so nope, unfortunately not. That's just a little stupid. Over 1 million, almost 1.5 million credits made, and 31k in free XP. With 600k in damage. That's a little stupid. 2,500 base XP, well, almost 1,000 over any ship.